first grade. Let's get ready for our math test together. You'll be taking your math test for topic 16 on fractions, either Thursday or Friday or this weekend soon. So let's review our fraction vocabulary and look at some fractions that I made using Play-Doh circles. Maybe by now you've taken my Play-Doh challenge and you know how to do fractions using Play-Dohs. Okay, so let's start with number 1, the vocabulary word, equal parts. Do you see that? Equal parts. And remember what that is? That's the math symbol for equals. Equal parts means the same size parts. So equal means same. When you have a shape that has equal parts, that means the parts are all the same size. Number 2, unequal parts. See how I underlined un? Do you remember what un means? Un means not. Unequal parts, not the same size parts. Okay, make sure you're reading that on your own as we go. Let's read number 2 again. Unequal parts, not the same size parts. Number 3, half or halves. If I have 1/2, I say it that way. If I have more than 1/2, I say halves. 2 equal parts. So the size of the parts are the same, they're equal. 4 is also the word fourths. When I have something that I divide into fourths, I call it 4 equal parts. I can say 4 equal parts, or I can call it fourths. Now look at number 5. Number 5 is another way to describe something that's been divided equally by 4s. See how I put the arrow up and down? So when you hear that word or you read it on your math test, it means the same thing. 4 equal parts. Okay? 4, here we go, equal parts. So number 5, instead of saying fourth, we're going to say quarters. Remember, it takes 4 quarters to make a dollar when we learned about coin value and money. 4 quarters equals a dollar. 4 equal parts. I don't want to start the video over, so let's start number 5 again. 5 quarters means 4 equal parts. Got it? Okay. Number 6, whole. And what does whole mean? All. When we work with fractions and we have one whole, that's all of the shape. That's all of the parts. Okay, I'm going to move this down. And we're going to use our Play-Doh shapes to review our fraction vocabulary. All right, now I hope I don't have any bloopers and the Play-Doh fall off this time. Here's our fraction vocabulary again. So we're going to use these shapes and describe them with these words. Okay, we're going to find a shape that has equal parts. We're going to find a shape that has unequal parts. We're going to find a shape that has been divided in half. If I have more than one, I call them halves. Fourths, when a shape has 4 equal parts. Thirds, when a shape has 3 equal parts. Or I can also use the word quarters. And what does quarters mean again? Does it mean third or halves? What does quarters mean? It's the same as fourths, 4 equal parts. Okay, so we're going to play a game now where I describe a shape and you have to point to it on your computer screen and then I'll tell you if you're right. Okay, ooh, little blooper, but I'll catch it. Okay, here we go. I need to make sure we're straight here. Okay. Can you find the easiest shape? And right now the whole circle is blue. Can you point to it and find it? I hope you pointed to this one. This shape can be described as being all blue or a whole circle. All right, let's try a little harder one. Can you find a shape that has two halves? It has equal parts and there's two of them. And I'll give you another clue. One part is blue and one part is yellow. Do you see two of them on there? I see one here and I see one here. I can use my fraction vocabulary half. One half of the circle is blue. Or I can say the circle has two halves. I can also say that the circle has equal parts. It's divided equally. How about thirds? Do you see one that I could describe as having 3 equal parts? Or thirds? I'm going to let you find it. Find a shape that has 3 parts. I think you found it. This circle has been divided into thirds, or 3 equal parts. Have you found one yet that's unequal? It has 2 unequal parts. Yep, you found it over here. 2 unequal parts. It could actually have more unequal parts, but I just put 2 on there so it was easy to find. All right, so this next part has 4 parts. I could describe it as having fourths, or I could describe it as having quarters. Did you find it? It's this one here. Did you see the 4 equal parts? Yellow, blue, yellow, blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. I divided them in an unusual way, but you can still see 4 equal parts. Now I could describe it like this. I could say 2 of 4 parts are yellow, or 2 of 4 parts are blue. Or I could say this shape is divided into quarters. 2 quarters of it is yellow and 2 quarters of it is blue. All right, here's our next one. Could you find a shape that is 1/4 yellow? So 1 of 4 parts is yellow. Let me describe it another way. 3 of 4 parts are blue. Did you find it? Yep, it's right here. There's 4 equal parts, 1 is yellow, and 3 are blue. Do you see how I wrote the fraction right there? Can you see that? 1/4 is yellow. 1 of 4 parts is yellow. And then I have this last one, and it's going to describe this. Now, before I describe it to you, you describe it. How would you describe that shape? Would you say it has 2 equal parts? Let me show you how I described it. I said 1/2 is blue. You could also say 1/2 is yellow. How'd you do? I think you did good. All right, friends, so when you take your math test for topic 16 this week, later this week, you're ready for it.